episode of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future. Transformers Slag Podcast.
How we all doing this Saturday night? What a week it's been. What a week it has been. How we all doing? It's the Saturday night Transformers Slag Podcast main event. We are all talking about the robots in disguise. It has been quite the week of Transformers. Between listing leaks, stuff officially shown to us by Hasbro, stuff unofficially shown to us. It's been quite a week. I've probably never done a single week segment where I was talking about a single toy over multiple days, just because of how much has unraveled over the next couple days. How we all doing? Collector Prime, Dr. Tucker. See, you joined the YouTube membership, Dr. Tucker. Welcome. AI Dragon, Abraham, Bigum, Sumkiat. Got a whole bunch of the YouTube members here. Any of the Patreon people. T-Formers 2002 is here from the Patreon. A lot of good people here today. So we're going to be covering the news again. A lot of updates to the news from when they were initially reported by me earlier this week. We got some new photos, some really good new photos. And yeah, just a lot of good stuff. And maybe a little video by yours truly to get us even more excited about everything that's going on there. So shall we? We'll jump into the news. We'll talk about stuff we got this week, although not much really. It's been a quiet week for toys. And we'll just relax, take some super chats from people and everything like that once again. If you want to participate, if you're not one of the people with names there, we got a brand new subscriber. Thank you, Mad Scientist, for joining. If you're not an individual with the icon next to their name, you could just hit that super chat button and super chat a question and participate with all the madness that's going on here tonight in the Transformer world. So let's get into that. I think I've rambled enough. What's up, Billy B, another one of our patrons? Let's get into it. So the first one we got here were two listings. These listings came courtesy of JT Prime 17. They were originally just rumored listings last week when we talked about it, I believe on the Saturday. And then JT confirmed that they are legitimate. One of them was available in a Walmart computer. The other was available in a Target computer. Continuing the speculation of it, because it is a capsule on the case of the Walmart listing, it is probably some form of exclusive. Possibly maybe another extension of the Speedia 500 collection. We don't know, but some kind of capsule. And is that of a Transformers Legacy Leader Class Toxitron? I just want to remind people, I had to post it here again because apparently people didn't read it when I did the individual segment. This is a custom, this image here, done by an individual that I know on Twitter by the name of ID Arms. And this is just to give you an idea of what potentially a Leader Class Toxitron would look like if they use that mold, which I imagine they will use the Leader Laser Optimus mold. And then we have the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Legacy Deluxe Class Tow-Line. We did some speculation in that video, and then, of course, things happen like they always do. Let's just say I was having a nice little talk with some of the Hasbro marketing. Shout out to Ben. And the hammer is coming. Let's put it that way. It's getting effing ridiculous what's going on. But the hammer is coming. This individual that dropped the images and the video got one of his videos taken down by Hasbro, and he waited a week and then put it back up, hoping that no one would notice. He's pressing his luck at this point. But what do you expect when you know absolutely nothing about Transformers, doesn't know that Huffer is even a character in the mini-bots? When all you could do is steal, it is what it is. But here we have are Tow-Line based off of the Robots in Disguise Car Robots version, aka Wrecker Hook. All it is a brand new head sculpt to the crash bar mold. So otherwise, it's pretty much 100% the same, except for the paint deco and the brand new head sculpt. This probably will open it up to maybe a Wrecker Hook repaint from the Robot Masters version. Might even get a clear orange repaint. Maybe not a clear orange. Maybe just an orange repaint. Might get, might get some Machine Wars love with hoist and hubcap. There's literally 5 different repaints baked in just by putting that head sculpt on there. So a lot going on with that. I won't cover too much on it, but we'll get some official images really soon. Let's just say some EP1s are probably going to be coming very soon now due to this kind of stuff. Let's just say Target is not happy that something that they wanted to reveal during their stuff was now ruined. So congratulations to those individuals. You are a dick. And if I ever see you at a convention, you better call the police before I get to you. That's all I'm going to say. And I hope you don't press charges because I want to be able to continue to travel to conventions. So don't be a bitch. But anyways, regardless of the fact of me threatening individuals, I don't care. It's disgusting how many times this happens, but these people don't care. It's all about clout and money, 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 money. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Prince and Phalanx 59 with the super chat wants to know, do you think Hasbro will reuse the Armada Prime mold? And if so, for what then? Well, we'll get into that, Princeton. The sky's the limit with that one. We'll get into that when we get to that segment. It's definitely the big focus of today's segment of anything else. A lot has been put out there over the past 48 to 62 to, oh my God, so many days of madness. So many days of madness going on. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So those are those. Now we have some official announcements. Of course, we got to see Snarl officially. Once again, another video that got taken down by Hasbro, and then they just waited a week and put it back up because that's how they are. One copyright strike, 2 more to go, and the channel is gone. Keep at it, Springer, my boy. Helps a hand. So we got here Studio Series 86, number 19 now. We got Snarl. Looking good. My biggest, I guess, point that I talked about this in the individual segments, and I suggest you go check that one out because I really break down on what's going on with the weapons choices and why those weapons choices were made and everything like that. So a lot of cool stuff there. Princeton Phalanx 59 gifted a membership. Some lucky person got a membership. Thank you, Princeton Phalanx, for giving a membership to somebody. That is very nice of you. And then we got a gold super chat from Nick Jones. Nick Jones wants to know, I'm here for that Tow-Line, though. I think it looks great. Really like to see the Robot Masters Wrecker Hook deco on it as well. Well, if they're going to do that new head sculpt, they're pretty much investing in probably a bunch of repaints. If I had to take a guess, I'm going to imagine that the Machine Wars stuff probably will happen first because I remember, I want to say it was Sam Smith. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I think it was Sam Smith that said that, or what? I don't know if it was Sam or if it was Evan. Someone said that they wanted to get some Machine Wars stuff put out. Now, obviously, we're going to probably see a Machine Wars repaint from that Skyquake into Starscream at some point. That's a given. But now we have also, this Wrecker Hook / Tow-Line mold, which clearly originated from those 2 Machine Wars of Hoist and Hubcap. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see plenty of repaints there. Gonna see plenty of repaints. What's up, JR? Mina. But yeah. We'll definitely see. And the good thing, I mean, when you think about it, like we could complete Machine Wars in a very short period of time because with that Starscream and then with this mold here knocking off 2 of them too if they do the repaints, what is that? That's already like 25 to 30% of the Machine Wars line is now done. We just need a Formula 1 repainted, which we already have a mold of that kicking around. We need some kind of Optimus truck. Maybe we'll get a Thunder Clash / Machine Wars Optimus Prime from Motormaster. That's what I've always believed might happen. I'm pretty sure we'll see something. Faux show. Where are we at here? Mr. Bumblebot says Tow-Line looks like the Mad Max Mystery Machine. Well, the original Tow-Line also had a little bit of a Mystery Machine kind of look to him. But yeah, so Snarl, it is what it is. Looks really good. I like his stout dino head that's more animation accurate even to that of his original toy. So looks really good. Looks really good. I'm really excited about it. And now it's just a matter of Swoop. It's just a matter of Swoop coming out. So Leader Class scheduled to come out. This one here, August 1st, 2023, already sold out on Hasbro Pulse. This guy sold out in 12 minutes. But he is available on some of the other partner websites. I don't know which ones exactly, but I'm pretty sure you could probably figure out which ones I'm talking about. So probably go check those out if you want to pre-order. Pre-order price through Hasbro Pulse and MSRP is $54.99. We will see what happens with that. But yeah, it's sold out right away, that one. I was not surprised. People like their dinos, and considering the prices that Grimlock is going for right now, it's probably a wise investment to pick it up now. Then, of course, we have the Core Class Studio Series. We got here Ironhide, MSRP $11.99, also planned to come out in August 1st of 2023. What's cool about him, and when I reported it initially, I only thought there was 2 tooling changes on him. There actually is 3. He has a brand new head sculpt. He has that brand new light bar roof completely retooled, but he also has a new crotch area. So he has the diamond crotch veneering that Ironhide normally has that Ratchet doesn't. So they actually, went a little extra in a lot of ways. Very nice that they did that. Again, this represents the death of Ironhide, if anything, because of the guns that he's using, because those were the 2 guns he exclusively used in that scene just before he died. Actually, only used one. Ratchet used both of them, but so again, nice little figure, $11.99. Get your mini Ironhide. You could put it with your bigger Transformers and reenact all that goodness. I'm just impressed with all the tooling that was done for a little core class. Usually they could take an easier route with an Ironhide, but the fact that they retooled the crotch and the roof, good stuff. Good stuff. And then the other big reveal, probably not too much of a surprise, but I mean, it's one way to get a Grimlock. And it's that of our not studio series, Shattered Glass Grimlock. And Shattered Glass Grimlock, really rocking the old Shattered Glass colors from 2008. I remember getting that original figure back at BotCon in '08, and just going like, man, what a weird looking figure. Because again, that original Classics Grimlock already was kind of weird to begin with. They were pretty much planning in advance to use it with other stuff, be repainted into Overkill and a few other things. But I mean, it looks really good. The only thing it's like, man, I want to see a nice photo of his dual blaster on his back pegged in properly to give that old '08 Shattered Glass Grimlock look with the blaster on his back. But he looks really good. A lot of people were very excited about this one, and again, it's going to be an affordable way to get Grimlock right now. Maybe not the colors that you want, because the colors of that one is, geez, what is it, 250 on eBay right now, almost 300 with some sellers. So looks really good. Dig it a lot. MSRP on that one is also $54.99. The pre-order date, not release date, when the pre-orders for this will go live in April, 2023 in April, and major other retailers according to Hasbro. So where that is, we don't know yet. But yeah, pretty cool. I like this one too, because also, unlike all the previous Shattered Glass stuff, this one really is born out of that BotCon origin, because this character wasn't featured in the IDW run of the 2 miniseries of the books. And if you read his bio on the back, it really is suggesting that this is the BotCon fun publication era Shattered Glass Grimlock in some shape or form. So pretty cool. Love it. Looks good. Check it out. Now let's get into even more the dinos. This was a really good one. We got to finally see our brand new member of the Dinobots. Granted, he made his first appearance in the IDW books in a small shape or form, but we finally got to see our next 2 core class members to make our Volcanicus of Scar and Swoop. MSRP on these guys $11.99 each. These will also start pre-ordering in April. Not shipping out in April, pre-ordering in April. but we got an early look at these guys. They look fantastic. The swoop looks really good. Like, I'm very impressed by how, like, for a core class, he looks really good. Maybe because he's much more thinner and less chunky, and maybe because he makes an arm. I don't know what it is, but he just worked out really well as a little core class figure. And just don't be confused. His fists will be the guns will be black. Some of the images online show him with white fists and white guns. So that's just kind of the early EP models that they took photos of. They were probably the resin protos that they were using. So looking really good. Like it a lot. And Evan gave us a little bit of a behind the scenes and explaining the story with Scar. So first, when the concept art for Scar was shown to us, they were going with SKARR, but it looks like the trademark name will be SCARR of how they're going to spell Autobot Dinobot Scar. Again, showing us that it was based on that old IDW character that just appeared for one shot and that was it. A nice little homage to the old Dino King mold. Just like with Scar, how the fist makes his tail, just like the old Dino King or the Guy Ryu original 1989 Guy Ryu figure, also the Monstructor mold too. The fist makes the tail also. So nice little parallel of continuing that history and continuing that kind of stylization. Even the details of the paint detail on the chest of the core class is to match how the chest looked in the IDW book. Nice to see that this character is getting their first toy, and hopefully in the future, maybe a nice deluxe class, or maybe even, dare I say, after all of this with the 86, maybe a leader class Scar. So let them know that you like Scar, and we'll definitely get more of this big boy. And yeah, it is a boy, according to Evan. Says it's a male character. The IDW version was a male character, so I guess they're going to continue that tradition, and Slash will be the female Dinobot in the future. But looking good, looking good. I like it. And then, of course, last but not least, we got Volcanicus. And man, just a lot going on there. Looks really good. Evan just wanted to point out, because some people were asking, uh, the right foot of Volcanicus, which is on the left side for us, that is not what the final member is. It is actually just an unpainted Grimlock. That's why a lot of people are like noticing how the toes weren't painted and they thought it was a different mold completely. No, it's just it's an unpainted EP1 of the Grimlock foot and then just put on the other side. So that's why it looks a little different, but it's actually the same mold. So you're not getting an early look at Snarl just yet. I think we already got enough Snarl from the news to begin with. So here's our Volcanicus, all combined, looking great. What a fantastic idea. Core class combiners, exciting stuff. That's really fun. Some people like, look, we just went through a combiner team that required a commander investment and a bunch of deluxes. Prior to that, we had combiners that were usually a Voyager investment and a bunch of deluxes. Once in a while, we had that Titan in the case of Predaking and Devastator. But now we have these affordable little core class commanders. We've gone back to the Transformer Prime Beast Hunter era, where Abominus was that small little price point. So pretty cool. I love it. It looks great. And, like I said before, and I've said it a million times, bring on the Dino King now. Bring it on. Bring it on. I showed this to Evan, and he literally said, like, we said to each other, the world's worst kept secret. you know, the world's worst kept secret. You can't even hide it. So this is going to be exciting. The repaint that will obviously come afterwards will be fantastic. Continuing bringing those Transformer Victory characters into the Western market. Great stuff. Very, very exciting. Very exciting. And again, anyone who owned the original Dino King would know GPS problems, extremely expensive. So to be able to, afford a version of this character in some shape or form that will be able to be on your shelf and not cost you $1,000 and you won't worry about it breaking, that's great. Because I mean, that centerpiece there is gold plastic. You don't mess with it. Those pretender shells, some of them suffer from what we call pony cancer. In the My Little Pony community, they call it that. But it's where the PVC breaks down and they get spots and dots and stuff. So it's nice to get something that will be affordable and will be not fragile, and people will be able to have a awesome Dino King in their collection. And knowing how those guys are at Hasbro, We're probably going to see retools heavily of all 6 of these members, and it'll look super show accurate and it'll look great. So if anything, we're just getting a sneak peek right now of what potentially is going to be coming. So that's pretty hype. And now let's get into the big news. The big guy himself. This is the Japanese version. I don't want to mess with my American one. The American one with the GPS could sit there forever. But usually Japanese ones because they have the yellow pieces and stuff, and you can see the little ears and everything. They're yellow for the combine mode. So we are going to be talking today now for a little bit about Armada Optimus Prime. So we got a whole bunch of images over the past couple of days. And speak of the devil, look who just showed up. It's like I said, Armada Optimus Prime, and I willed him into being. What's up, Aaron Archer, the creator? One of the co-creators of Armada Optimus Prime here in the chat here today. What up, Aaron? We're going to be doing some big talk, me and you, later when it comes to this. So we got Armada Optimus Prime looking absolutely fantastic. I mean, geez, does he look good? Geez, does he look good? And the articulation, the posability. I mean, the budget is there. It's a core class, so it's to be expected that they would really knock it out of the park. But man, does he look good. Removable matrix of leadership. I mean, the only thing that's missing really is like he doesn't have the talking gimmick. Anyone remembers that? As a little talking gimmick. Obviously he probably, you know what? And that's another thing too. So Legacy Evolution is all about clear weapons that combine to make the evolution gimmick. And Armada Optimus Prime had clear little blasters here that combined to make a gun that then he could hold. And of course, obviously that was for the light up gimmick that was in his fist and stuff, which obviously in the case of mine has been long burned out since that point. But I mean, I'm surprised it doesn't look like they incorporated that. Maybe they did, and the people who have the toy just didn't take all the photos. Didn't take all the photos, but I mean, I think it looks really good. I am so excited about this. This is absolutely fantastic how it looks. And a lot of Armada fans, a lot of kids who grew up on Armada, even the creators of Armada in this chat here are excited about this. And let's look at the scale. Let's look at the scale of this guy. I mean, so here he is next to Hotshot. Here he is next to the Starscream. Here he is next to the Scourge mold. Here he is next to some of the other Siege stuff and Earthrise. So it gives you an idea of how big this guy is, too. He's a nice scale, fits in with everybody. Looking real good. Looking real good. But the best part about this guy, more than anything else, is you know what? I'm just going to have to show you a video, but you can't cry until the end. That's all I'm going to say. Amazing. Amazing. The articulation is so good that you could even get the feet that come out of, well, the hands that come out of his feet. I mean, one more time. One more time. Just one more time. How about one more time? One more time. Amazing. So it's incredible. It's incredible what they were able to pull off, and that super mode has more articulation than it's ever had. And no offense to you, Aaron, but it was a different era. What do you expect from 20 years ago and the toyetic thing? It worked for the time, sold a lot of toys, but now we got this one here, and man, oh man, Man, oh man, does he look good. Again, showing the scale here with our commander class combiners and everything, and the little micromasters that came with Siege to show that they are compatible with them. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible how well it looks. And of course, the base mode, which has, again, the people who obviously stole these from the factory, they don't know how the base mode's supposed to be. So there's different interpretations that people have been having. That's what happens when you don't have the box of the instructions. So it's looking really good. It's looking really good. I love how show accurate everything is. Just the veneering, the design, the details, the fact that you could pretty much do every pose, every single pose. It looks really good. What's that, Aaron? That looks awesome. How about one more time? One more time. One more time. Unbelievable. I'm hyped. I'm sure a lot of people are hyped. 2023 is going to be the era of Armada going into 2024. Looks like there's a lot of interest, and it's going to be some good stuff. It's going to be some good stuff. So the old boy could finally be retired. The GPS that the old American one we won't have to worry about anymore. For people that are wondering about the GPS, so this is the Japanese one. Those yellow areas on the American version are made out of gold plastic, so those will break if you try to do a combiner mode. And of course, let me try to the ears here were gold plastic with the American version. So pretty cool stuff. The old toy with the old boy, the old convoy. So now we got the new hotness representing the old Archer design. We're entering the Armada era. Good stuff. So be sure to ask Aaron Archer for stuff now. You can get some cool Armada stuff from him. But yeah, looking great. Oops, wrong video. But there's one thing. There's one thing that I am curious about, and it's probably going to be a question that I'm going to be asking at some point to the Hasbro dudes. And it's kind of the title of this video also. It's the mystery of Convoy, which was that original prototype. So the difference between the original prototype and this one are pretty apparent. But what's fascinating is the old art that we have here. On the left, we have the Legacy Evolution poster art. And if you look at the Optimus Prime that's featured in that, it's Armada Optimus Prime, but it's the design that was based on that old Wonder Festival convoy. And the best way to tell is the chest, because if you look at the chest, it has that dent at the top of it that goes down a little bit. Where if you look at here, let me just pull up some nice photos here of the regular one. It's a flat chest, just a flat grill. It doesn't have the dent in it. I mean, to be fair, that's accurate. He didn't have the dent that goes down. When they did that Wonder Festival prototype, it did have the indentation that goes down. And I think Marcelo was the one who did the art here. I guess maybe at the time, the understanding was that this was going to be our commander class, and Marcelo was basing it off of that singular toy because it's the only version of Armada Optimus Prime that has that little indentation in the grill. So there might be a little bit of a story there of what we potentially maybe would have gotten at one point before we settled on what we have here today. Keep in mind, Hasbro sometimes has a year to 2 years to a 3-year lead time in development. Maybe it was an idea from that John Warden era, and the art was pulling from that in that time. So it is an interesting question, and it will be something that will come up at some point. But I just wanted to point that out because that is a mystery, a very interesting mystery, to say the least. So, but very exciting, very, very cool. He looks just great. I mean, I'm not calling it now, but I'm telling you guys, like when we're going to do our Transformer Slag podcast top 5 Transformers of the year like we do every single year around December with Jaws D, I get a feeling this guy is going to run to the front of the pack very easily. Very, very easily. So, very interesting stuff. Let me know what you think. But man, oh man, that looks good. So that's it more or less for the news. We got a lot of really good stuff in the news. So we're going to take some super chats. We're going to take some YouTube member questions, which are the green names with the icons next to them. And we'll just enjoy the rest of the evening. We got a good hour and 20 minutes left. And we'll just do some sponsorship in the meantime because we got a lot of good stuff here today. We have to talk about Symbiote Studios. We're wearing today the Optimus Prime shirt. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Check it out, yo. Symbiote Studios, the official plush pins and t-shirts of Transformers. SymbioteStudios.com. Go check them out. Go pick up a nice little Grimlock plush before those sell out, or wear a Grimlock tee. Maybe get yourself some pins. A lot of cool Transformer stuff there. Official stuff, not that fake stuff that you see made by other people. The real deal. And of course, all the upgrades, all the other repaints. They made them more show accurate for the second run because the first run of them sold out completely. So they met the demands of the fans. They did a second run and they made them different from the first ones just to make fans feel like they're getting something special. And of course, all the others, the Hound, the Wheeljack, the Shockwave, the Seeker Trio, and many more to come. We're just waiting right now for approval from Hasbro for the new designs for 2023, and they will be revealed, at least some of them, because we have, I believe there's 6 different designs right now. The next 2 should be revealed very soon here exclusively on the podcast. So stay tuned for those. A lot of exciting stuff this year coming from Symbiote Studios. And thanks for all the love and support Symbiote Studios have given the podcast, that's for sure. And of course, all their other Hasbro related goods, whether it be Magic the Gathering, Power Rangers, My Little Pony, which again, if you are a My Little Pony collector, they are running extremely low on their My Little Pony plush and pins. And once they are done because they don't really have a plan for the next set of My Little Pony characters because these were Friendship is Magic is related, and it would not gel with the current stuff that is currently on the shelves right now, and of course in media. So get it while you can. If you are a Friendship is Magic fan, this is the last of the ponies. And of course, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, it's all good stuff. It's all out there. Go check it out, yo. And last but not least, and Seats. And Seats. And Seats. Ugh. Gotta love and Seats. Saving Proto Man's spinal cord after many years as a tall 6'1" man having to sit in the most uncomfortable of seats. Spuckman Prime, thank you for subscribing. And Transformer stuff. Check out Andaseats, andaseats.com. Use promo code PROTOMAN. Get 15% off your order and check it out. We're also going to be seeing new stuff from Andaseats very soon. Stay tuned for that. Just waiting for their approvals again from Hasbro for new designs. And last but not least, we got more subscribers. We got a YouTube membership from Princeton Phalanx 59. Why wasn't Buzzsaw made for Netflix Soundwave? Well, I guess they probably, let's see. They did the Netflix Soundwave. They wanted to include a buzzsaw because it would be more accurate for it to be a buzzsaw and to include that with it. Excuse me, a Laserbeak, because Laserbeak, even though Buzzsaw is associated with Soundwave as a pack-in figure with the original G1 toy, clearly Laserbeak is a million times more recognizable and famous. So if you're going to do a Netflix product that's going to be a Walmart exclusive that's aimed more at a market of people that are going to catch the Netflix series and then go out and buy the toy, and why would you put a buzzsaw with it if Buzzsaw is not in the Netflix series, but Laserbeak is and is more well known and famous? That's kind of the way I see it. And it's Laserbeak. Why would you include a buzzsaw when you do your Sound Blaster repaint? You include your buzzsaw or a Rat Bat when you do your Sound Blaster repaint. So there'll be other opportunities, or another cassette pack. They'll do something like that for sure. Zach with the $5 super chat. Do you think we'll ever get a clear Ghost Starscream from the Earthrise mold or a green Warpath, aka Treads the GoBot? from the eHobby GoBots, I believe you're referring to, Zach. You know what? The doing clear repaints are always touchy nowadays. I mean, the last time I want to say Hasbro did like a Western all clear repaint of something, man, like it might have been like maybe those combiners from Transformers Prime Beast Hunters, Abominus, and those started to get fragile. I might be forgetting something, but I know those were fragile. The Clear Lockdown, which I believe was a Target exclusive through Animated, that was fragile. It's kind of it's iffy. It's very iffy when you do those things, unfortunately, in Clear. To do something that's a Voyager class on a mold that already has been used quite a few times. I mean, it'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. It's like, I mean, it's either that or you get the Symbiote Studios one, but that's not using plastisol. That's using more of a softer kind of vinyl. So they could kind of get away with the clear plastic there. Not Symbiote Studios, Super 7, excuse me. Did I say Symbiote Studios? Brian, we're going to be making toys now. But yeah, it is what it is. Thank you for the super chat of $5, my friend. JR Mina, hi Proto. We be concerned with the early yellowing of gray plastic used on Legacy Armada Ops trailer, similar to Roadmaster. Well, I know that when they brought up photosensitivity as the technical term for it, the photosensitivity of the plastic, they're looking into it. What they have to do is they have to take toys and they have to, pretty much undergo them certain stress tests, whether it be photosensitivity or in the case sometimes it's a heat thing, which is unfortunate. I mean, look, I always bring this guy up. Look, this guy supposedly is supposed to have a lot of yellowing problems, but I mean, I'm in Canada. It's cold down here, and there's no windows in this room that people could get light in, so he's safe. But they have to then run a photosensitivity test, humidity, and everything to figure out what's going on because it is a problem. I do agree, it is a big problem that's happening now. And I think that it's emerging from an era now too, where people are buying online. Think about it, you buy a product from Amazon and then it sits in front of your house. And if you live like, let's say Florida, right? Your package gets shipped to your house. It's in an air conditioned Amazon truck, but then it sits on your front step in like that blistering, sweltering, swampy, you know, get the baby powder for your balls, boys, like kind of weather. And then the toy is subjected to that over like, let's say it's sitting there for like a couple hours. So we're kind of living in a world where that's a problem where a couple years ago people weren't buying their Transformers from Amazon, they were buying books and that was it. And we were going into retail and picking it up. Went from your air conditioned Toys R Us when those were a thing in the United States. Went from your air conditioned Toys R Us or your air conditioning KB toys to your air conditioned car to then your air conditioned house and then into your man cave in the basement. Hopefully. We're in a different world today of that. I did a whole segment, so you can look it up. I talk about yellowing with Transformers. No, I think the question was, I think the title is, does heat damage Transformers? Just type Transformer Slag podcast heat or yellowing. I know I addressed it somewhere. I think it was heat damage, and heat has something to do with yellowing. So there's a lot to cover with that, but it's a complicated one, unfortunately. Let's finish up the stuff. We have also the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Check it out, the latest episode of Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Aaron has not been able to do any lives the past 2 weeks. He has been busy. But if you want to go check out some of the past lives that he did, go check out on the live tab. He drew Armada Optimus Prime. So you could go check out him drawing Armada Optimus Prime live if you want to get your more Armada fix from the guy who was behind the creation of the original Armada Optimus Prime, this bad boy right here. Good stuff, Aaron. And of course, if you want more Aaron Archer action and Transformers Armada, be sure to pick up Aaron Archer, Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 1, Black and White Edition from archermonster.com/shop, or just check out archermonster.com as a whole. It's a lot of cool stuff there. $20 gets you his black and white art book. A lot of cool stuff, all original art, Armada, Energon, Cybertron, all kinds of different stuff from that era. If you grew up during that era, it's the perfect book for you from the guy who created those characters. And for an extra $15 on top of the cost of 20, he will draw any character you want inside the book. So pretty good deal. He'll sign it. He'll draw whatever you want. You want to get Tidal Wave, you want to get Tow-Line, you want to get Energon Rodimus, because that's my jam. All good. All good stuff. Again, archermonster.com/shop. Check that out. That's it more or less for the sponsors. So we'll just do super chats for the rest of the evening. All we got this week, I hit up my Asian supermarket, and they had all these Dragon Ball energy drinks and teas. So I picked up a bunch of these. I got the Super Saiyan Goku Ultra Iced Tea, which is made out of organic iced white tea and peach juice. So it's pure sugar pretty much. But it's Goku about to do the spirit bomb on Majin Buu in one of the last episodes of Z. So how could you say no to that? Good stuff. Tastes good too. It actually wasn't too bad. I had it with a bunch of croissants for breakfast when I did my groceries today. Picked that up. Picked up a few non-transformer stuff, mostly just TCG related. Had to pick up some cards and everything like that. I did not get to swing by the PO box. I was planning to do it today, but I think I'm going to do it next week because I think there's going to be 2 items that are going to be in there. So I figure I could get everything done in one swoop. The PO box is always a little out of the way. It's closer to where my parents live. So good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Otherwise, so we'll take some questions. And what's up, Rodimus Power? We'll take some questions and we'll just enjoy the rest of the evening. I think we got almost an hour left. We got one from JR Mina, YouTube member JR Mina. What's the biggest problem with Legacy Armada Prime is where you put him on the shelf. I don't have any space left. Need a clear shelf space. Well, like I've always told people, they always ask me like, where do I buy my shelving? My shelving is custom made. It's plexiglass sliding doors that you could buy from like a Home Depot or whatever you guys have, home center. Sliding doors that you would use for like they're big, heavy sliding doors that are used, you know, for like your porch or something. So I bought a bunch of those. I put plexiglass in them. That way because it's cheaper because you could buy just the framing. And then I made deep shelving. That way you have a lot of space for your figures, you know? Because like I always say, this hobby never ends. It never ends, this hobby. It only grows and grows and grows unless you downsize. So you always have to plan in advance. And have a big boy like that Armada Optimus, you're gonna have to make some space, especially like the way that I'm gonna want to have. I'm gonna want to put it in base mode and then put all the Micromasters around it because we're not gonna have mini cons at least initially. So I want to put all the Micromasters around it, and then I'm gonna have them in the basic robot mode like this with the chest down and stuff, the Matrix showing, because he looks so good. But man, that super mode looks good too. That super mode looks good too. Maybe we'll do it one more time. One more time. One more time. One more time. Some good stuff. So Detective Fair with the super chat here. It's kind of related to what was asked before with the other super chat. How many repaints can we get out of a Legacy Armada Optimus? Well, you have the initial repaint that we're going to be getting. You could do the show accurate black repaint. You could do the blackish, maroonish repaint that we got here in America, which had a different kind of, it had like the red face and everything on that one, like the red mouth. You could do a Nemesis repaint, which is different from the black repaint, because there was like Optimus had a power up black repaint in the show, but the Nemesis Prime repaint was a different color scheme, so you could do that one. You could do a Ultra Magnus color because the Bendy Prime in Universe 1.0 had an Ultra Magnus repaint, so you could do an Ultra Magnus repaint from that. You could do the Costco colors because there was a Costco color one which had like greens and whites and reds. I have that one too. I'm looking at it right now. See if you can kind of see it. Oh, it's probably gonna get blocked. You can barely see him in the corner there past Wing Saber. I got my little dude in the way there, but they're all there, all the craziness. I mean, there's already like right away there, you got like 5 repaints. And it's 5 repaints from a commander class, which they're not going to be pumping out a whole bunch of repaints of a commander class. You're going to get, look, we just got Siege Jetfire as a commander class repaint. We got nothing for Skylinks. We got nothing for Rodimus right now. We have Motormaster, which so far we have nothing. So to look at Optimus right now and go, oh, we're going to get 5 repaints. Maybe in 5 years, we're going to get maybe 2 repaints. So there's still a lot to go. A lot to go, a lot to cover. A lot of ground to cover in a lot of ways. But if I had to pick one, what will probably be the next one? Probably a black repaint. It's good. Pick one of the black repaint, either Nemesis, or I keep saying like David K. Nemesis or the final episode color scheme powered up Optimus. Not based on the Western version of the toy, but more the animation colors. Probably more of that. Oh, we got a lot of super chats popping in. We're going to try to get to all of them, guys, for sure. JR Mina, my shelf is custom made too, but the room it's not as big as Proto's. Well, I'm sure one day you'll be able to get a nice big room for yourself, JR Mina. Then you can put all your awesome toys. That's how it is, yo. But yeah, custom shelves are the way to go. Look, DTOFs are cheap, as you know, like with IKEA and stuff, but man, are they space wasters. They really are. Tucker, the Patreon dude, wants to know, once the Armada Megatron is revealed officially along with Prime, I'm selling my fans' hobby ones. They're nice, but the scale makes a huge difference. Plus, I prefer the Hasbro ones. Well, what I would suggest, Tucker, from a financial suggestion, sell them now while you can, while people haven't wised up to it. So you could probably get your best bang for your buck, because if I remember correctly, that naval commander cost you probably what, $220, where if you could sell it now and get that, let's say you can't get 220 or 225 or 230 like what its original sticker price was. If you could get $200, if you could get 170, at least you could put that money towards the official real deal that's going to be coming, and then you could put the rest of it towards the Megatron. And then same thing with the other Megatron, the other third party one. Always, time is of the essence, like I always say, when it comes to reselling your product back into the market. So keep that in mind. JR Mina, Soproto, Legacy Armada Overload, and Armada Jetfire when? Well, like I said in my segment, go check it out. I did a combiner segment. It was literally just yesterday. I break down what's happening with those. There was some veneering and detail that was located in that Legacy Evolution Optimus that suggests we definitely are getting an overload, excuse me. We're definitely getting an overload at some point. Go check out that segment. I break it down, tons of photos, images, showing everything. Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Is that blast effect hopefully comes with some? Well, the blast effects that were shown in those images were the ones that came with Omega Supreme. So those are just more what was available. I'm going to assume there probably is some kind of blast effect. I mean, Rodimus came with blast effects. Skyfire came with Skylinks came with blast effects. Jetfire came with blast effects. I believe there was no blast effects on Motormaster. So maybe he might not have them. Maybe he will. It's hard to say. It's really if the budget is there. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If they leave out blast effects and it's just more plastic towards a better figure, sign me up. I have so many blast effects. I have like like the Ferrero Rochers, like those they have those little tins of Ferrero Rocher that have like what is it? 16 in a tin. I have a tin of Ferrero Rochers just filled with all the blast effects that we've gotten from Hasbro over the past like 4 years. So, I'm good on blast effects. I think I have enough at this point. I understand that there's always new people coming to the fandom and they want to get them, but I'm good for now, for sure. Mayoral with the $2 super chat. Got a raise this week at work. Let's celebrate. Good for you, Mayoral. Always get paid, brother. Always ask for a raise, because your boss won't give you a raise unless you ask for it. I have never met a boss that says, hey, you that works really hard and makes me more money so I don't have to worry about my future, or my kids don't have to worry about their future. Hey, you work really hard. I am going to take money out of my pocket to make sure you have more money. and I'm going to do that voluntarily. No, because when you ask for a raise, they get worried. They go, "Uh-oh, this guy going to leave? Am I going to have to hire someone? I'm a boss. I'm lazy, surly, and only care about money. And then I'm going to have to rehire someone and do an interview? Oh, too lazy for that. All right, how much more do you want? $2? Fine. I'll tell my wife's boyfriend that he can't clean the swimming pool anymore." And that's it. That's how that story goes. Always ask for a raise. Always ask what you're worth. Let me tell you that, guys. In a world today where there's inflation and grocery bills are costing more money, always ask for a raise because they're more than happy to take $1, $2, $8 more from your grocery bill. So always going to go into the financial talk. It's how you make money in this world. Tom Laney being commander class. I'm not sure many repaints. Yep, historically commander classes have not had repaints, just that siege jetfire for the time being. But we will see. We will see. I'm telling you that Motormaster, they're going to do stuff with it though. There's plenty to do between the G2 and retooling it into Thunder Clash. There's stuff to do there. We got a gold super chat from El Kevo or Kevo, El Kevo. Am I right? El Kevo, gold super chat. Hey, Proto, long-time lurker, first-time super chatter. Well, thank you for lurking all this time, brother, and thank you even more so for super chatting. I got my Galaxy Force GD03 Starscream for a ridiculous price. Oh, that's the smaller one. Oh, but I love Galaxy Force. It's one of my top 3 favorite Transformer series is. Was there ever a knockoff, or was there ever any issues that I should be concerned about? No. Galaxy Force, because I collect like weird stuff from that era. Even stuff like, let's say, like Nitro Convoy, which came from Galaxy Force Override. I collect the bootlegs from them. I know Nitro Convoy had a bootleg. I know Hotshot, aka Excellion, as he was called in the Japanese version, had a bootleg. And it said like it was like Galaxy Transformer. Like that's what the bootleg is. And you would know it's a bootleg because the quality on those in 2006 were not good. 2005, 2006 bootlegs were not good. No issues really. No issues that I could say. Those are solid toys. Like that era. That's to show you guys what I'm looking at off screen. I don't want to move the microphone too much, but see, you can see all the Galaxy Force stuff there and Cybertron. You know, that era of toys. Man, I wish I could show you guys better. But then I have to push the mic far away. You know, there's the big star screen, there's the smaller star screens, there's all the other stuff. But then you're gonna not be able to hear me too well. You know, that era of toys are pretty solid. You could pretty much throw them at a wall and they'll probably be fine. No GPS among any of them, to my knowledge. A little bit, you might have chrome wear on some of them because some of them have chrome. No, they're solid figures. There's nothing to worry about with those. That was a different era. That was the solid era of toys. I don't think any of them would break. I'm trying to think which one would be fragile. Because you have like, you know, some of them have chrome parts like Sonic Bomber, the Japanese version of the Galaxy Force Wing Saber. He had some chrome on him, so that would scratch. Not many. Not many. But yeah, you know, that Starscream, that's a tough one to get. That's a tough one to get because they did a Western version of it, but they gave it a different color scheme. They gave it that maroon color, and it came with Red Alert in the RoboCop colors. Cool box set though. Cool box set. No concerns. No concerns. Nothing to worry about with that one. And it won't have a bootleg that would trick you. If there was a bootleg, that comes from an era where bootlegs were bootlegs, where you could feel them. I wish I had. I don't have the Nitro Convoy nearby. I only have the official ones here close by because I have like a bootleg box in my crawl space. Once in a while, I pull out stuff and show it off. I mean, here's a bootleg. You know, like this is a bootleg of Cyber Stomping Bumblebee, but done in Cliff Jumper colors. And yeah, you could tell it's a bootleg. I mean, you can't really look how like it's so hollow that look how the light shines through it. It's like blistering, you know. So there's like that comes from that era. They started getting better with bootlegs around the time that third party started to get in the game, you know. Which I would have to say like 2008, 2009 when it really started to get rolling with Fans Project. So Hope that helps that a little bit, L. And thank you for the super chat. And welcome to the crew. Collector Prime with the super chat for $5. Since Armada Prime is such big news, Proto Man, what's your favorite Optimus Prime toy or cartoon? Oh, wow. Could I go in order of like throughout the years? So like during the Beast Wars era, Laser Rod Optimus Prime was like the coolest Optimus Prime ever made. When Car Robots came out, Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime, when that came out, that was like a holy grail for Transformer fans. Like every that was like the best Optimus Prime toy ever made, and still holds a good place in my heart to this day. Really like that Optimus. Armada one was really fun because I liked how when you transformed it, it sent that little AR and it made it transform automatically. So I appreciated it for the gimmick, and that was really cool. Energon Optimus, it is what it is. Let's put it that let's put it that way. Not very good. I love Galaxy Force Optimus Prime. For the longest time, that was probably one of the best Optimus Prime toys ever made. Like no joke. Opening chest, Matrix comes out, talking gimmick, you can make the mouth go up and down, or you can make the mouthpiece go down completely. So you had a revealed face or the mouth plate going up. Had the armor made a base mode, it made a super mode, it made a truck mode, it made a flying truck mode. It had like this thing where it shot missiles, and the missiles would it was such a great toy, such a fantastic toy. Like the Siege one is great too, but it pales in comparison to the original. If you could pick up a complete Cybertron or Galaxy Force Optimus Prime, and they did a few reissues of it throughout the years. They did a few different color schemes, so probably wouldn't be too hard to get one version of them. But yeah, what a fantastic toy. So that's definitely up there, I'd have to say. Uh, MP10, when that came out, MP10 Convoy, really good. Battle Blades Optimus Prime from the Movieverse, that was a really good toy. Again, whenever you have an Optimus that has a matrix of leadership, that right away puts 5 points out of 10 right away, automatically with me, even if it's a terrible toy. Oh, it has a matrix? Okay, sign me up. Notice that I skipped Beast Wars. I love Optimus Primal as a character. I think he's a million times cooler than Optimus Prime, but his toys, I don't know, like they're never like super cerebral with me, I guess. Maybe it's the car guy in me, even though I think Beast Wars is the best Transformer series. The designs are animals at the end of the day. I don't know. There's so many good ones. Yeah, MP10 is up there. Battle Blades, which came from not Revenge of the Fallen, the in between Transformers 2010 movie toy line, Hunt for the Decepticons. What's another good one? Obviously, the Earthrise one, people will say, but I mean, the Earthrise one I feel is like a budget MP10. There's a lot. The Robot Master one, that guy was pretty cool too. There's a lot. It's hard to pick one. Cartoon version, I'd have to go with if it's Optimus Primes. Ooh, that's a tough one. Because you can't knock down the original Peter Cullen rendition from G1. That's a tough one. Peter and the thing is, to me, like I like Galaxy Convoy, which isn't really an Optimus Prime. It's Galaxy Convoy. It's a different convoy. It's Convoy. Who am I kidding? I don't know. Galaxy Convoy is really cool. Micron Convoy is really cool. Original G1 Peter Cullen Optimus Prime is cool. Um, as much as I love animated and I love David Kaye and I think he's one of the greatest voice actors of all time, animated Optimus Prime, he's good too. He's not super awesome, but he has his moments. That's a tough one. I don't know. I'd have to get back to you on that. But if we're talking toys, probably Galaxy Force Optimus Prime, Galaxy Convoy. That Cybertron mold, the original 2006, definitely up there. MP10, more so than even MP38, MP30, whatever the MP 3.0 number is. That's definitely up there. Anything that has a matrix. Trust me, when this figure did this, already, again, 5 points up. So definitely up there. Where are we at? Thank you for the super chat, Collector Prime. Detective Ferret, is there any chance we will see an Overloaded and Jetfire Legacy or whatever is next? Again, check out my original segment that I did yesterday. I think for sure we're going to get Overload, Detective Ferret. 100% for sure. There's some kind of tooling there that just suggests that there's going to be a trailer. And I could see them being a leader class. And if you have an overload, you could repaint it into the Ultra Magnus colors, the Sentinel Maximus colors, the uh, Convoy Magma colors, the Costco colors. So right away there, you got, and if you want to do Lucky Draw Magnus, you got 5 different repaints right there. So plenty there, plenty there. Mr. Bumblebot, we need some core class mini cons, at least drill bit. Well, again, I talked about how there is a possibility that we could get mini cons if they're smart with the injection molding. Jolt's mini con, Swindle's mini con, 2 characters that currently have Legacy Evolution toys, 2 characters that are red, single injection molding for the red, single injection molding for, let's say, gray or black, 1 or 2 paint hits. Do it affordably, and you could probably stretch the budget and maybe do all 4 mini cons. Then you could do again yellow for 2, or if we get that Megatron drill bit from Metroplex and Leader 1 from Megatron, they have similar molds. They're like retools of each other, so you could probably work something out there, or just make one mold that have similarities between them that have the 2, and then you could do paint hits to make the difference. I'm sure that there's almost purposeful planning going on there that is going to be a big aha moment later on. T-Formers 2002 with the super chat. We have Studio Series Constructicon Overload, and a few years ago, it makes sense to put the Armada one now that the trademark is, yep, there you go. T-Formers 2002, you're someone who listens to the podcast and learns how it works. Exactly. That was a trademark. That was 2019. So it'll expire next year. They'll refresh it, and then they have 4 years to do something with it. And gee, I wonder what it's going to be. Same thing with Jetfire. That's what I always tell people. You want to have the crystal ball and know what's coming. Hasbro, at the end of the day, is still steering the ship when it comes to deciding characters. Yeah, they show them to Takara, and Takara has to engineer them and do everything too. And they have to agree that they both want to do that character together. But at the end of the day, they're still going like, hey, like Tigatron expired 2 years ago. We refreshed it 2 years ago, and now we have 2 years to do something with it. And yeah, it might be a tiny turbo changer. It might be a little figure. It might be, but it might be a brand new figure also. If they need, I'm telling you, like, what's Tigatron going to be? At some point, they're going to look at that sea of Rise of the Beast Cheetor toys that we have. And one of those Cheetor toys is going to get a Tigatron repaint. And then we're good for 4 years. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. I am telling you. JR Mina says, Bloosh. Young Butternut says, RID Prime is so good. Fantastic toy. A Japanese version, man. Like, I love because the Japanese version has it has a stronger chrome on the chest, and I find that the missile launchers are stronger. So when you push a button, all the like it shoots like a whole bunch of missiles at once, and it rains a whole bunch of missiles on his ladder. Man, when that toy, yep, I was in my first year of college when that toy came out in 2000 in Japan. And I remember, this is going to sound so silly. I remember walking into college and saying to myself, like, man, if anyone like presented me this figure, because at the time I was like, I'm in college, I don't have I don't have a job yet, so I'm scraping away whatever money I got, posting on not T-Formers, transformerfandom.org before it became TFW 2005. And I'm just like, man, if someone ever gave me that as a present, I'd be their best friend forever. Like, that's how my mind was, because I'm like, I gotta get this figure somehow, and I don't have any money, and importing back then was expensive. I'd get it years later, but and the God Magnus, but back then I was so desperate to get that figure because it was so cool. Coming out of like Beast Machines and going into that, and just like, it's like, here's Beast Machines, here's Optimus Primal's designs and all the weirdness with Beast Machines, and then boom, here's Car Robots. Optimus Prime, Fire Convoy, Super Fire Convoy. Man, great stuff. Great stuff. Prince of Phalanx 59. It's crazy that stolen Armada Prime is over $700 so far on the auction sites. Yep. Well, again, why do people steal? Because it's profitable. Number one, they steal it because they make money because people pay them. And then after they do their photo shoots and after they do their uh, their YouTube videos and stuff like that, then they sell it and then they make money from it. It's a dark cabal of bull. There's some guys that were kicked off of, I don't want to name names, but he knows who he is. There was guys that were kicked off of forums, both cybertron.ca and TFW 2005, because they used to get the toys stolen. They would mess with them for a bit, and then they would get like buyer's regret because they spent like $200 on a deluxe figure to get it stolen. So then they try to sell it on the boards, and Colin was not going to have any of that on cybertron.ca, and same thing with Tony Bacala on TFW, and that guy got banned like for life. And he was someone who was a major poster back in the day, but he also was a terrible human being. So it is what it is. Will Tow-Line get another repaint? Of course. AI Dragon. Again, you're talking just from that Tow-Line, you're going to get hubcap, you're going to get hoist, you're going to get the orange repaint if you want to do the Justco exclusive Car Robots Wrecker Hook orange repaint, Super Wrecker Hook as it was called. So right away you got 3 right there. Then the Japanese Robot Masters Wrecker Hook, which you can barely see over there. So that's the black repaint. So right away you got 4 on top of already the original Wrecker Hook color scheme, aka Tow-Line from Robots in the Skies. So 5 repaints. And they'll do it, we'll get one every year. So for the next 5 years, enjoy your Tow-Line mold. And if they want to really do a deep cut, they'll do the G1 Skids colored original Energon Tow-Line colors with the Skids line on the side. Do the deep cuts with that one. Let's see. Tom Laney here, now with Leader Class Dinobots almost finished. They would look awesome with chrome parts, maybe Generation Selects or even G2 colors. Bro, I am telling you, they are going to milk those Dinobot molds. I already talked with them when we did the Q&A with Ben, Evan, Sam, and Mark, and Delaney was there too. And I asked them, I'm like, do you guys pay attention to the secondary market? And they're like, 200% they do. They all pay attention to it. Because to them, if they see Grimlock going for $200 and people are willing to pay $200 for Grimlock, that's money on the table. The only reason why they don't run out and put it out there right away is because factories have schedules, and these factories aren't owned by Hasbro. It's commissioned. Factories have schedules, and you can't just go, oh man, Grimlock's selling well. Hey, Jetta Plastics, although Jetta Plastics doesn't work with Hasbro anymore, but hey, Jetta Plastics, stop everything you're doing, and we want you to now start churning out, 8,000 units of, Studio Series Grimlock with chrome chests to be put out on shelving that we totally didn't warn our retailers that we're going to be doing this. So there's a lot of more complicated stuff there to just do it, but for sure they're going to do it. For sure. For sure. See, like Cooney 145 here says, I'm glad we're getting full non-G1 molds. Felt the past molds wasn't meant for other primes, aka Power of the Primes Ginrai and CW for Energon. Yeah, well, look, those are different eras. Like each era of designers have different goals. So when we had the Aaron Archer era, who Aaron is here today, that was the era of creativity. Every year you got an Optimus, but the Optimus looked different. This silhouette was a different Optimus. The Energon one, it was a very different Optimus. Like just literally those 3 years of Optimuses, each one of them had a distinct look. And that was the era of creativity. And then, of course, when you then go into the movie, again, still part of that Aaron Archer era, has a unique look. When you look at the John Warden era, it was an era more of G1. John Warden wanted to do all the ideas that weren't done during the Aaron Archer era. Combiners, headmasters, power masters, pretender shells, All of those. Now, granted, some of those didn't sell well. Pretender shells didn't sell well. Some of the headmasters didn't sell well. So there was a learning curve there, but John got to at least do what he wanted to do. But some might speculate that while John had the right passion and he had he did what a lot of fans wanted, the execution probably wasn't the best in terms of how they did, all of these combiners in one shot and then having to milk those molds as much as they could because there were so many combiners in one shot. One whole year of just every combiner. Isn't that crazy? So that was the John Warden era. Then you enter the Mark Mayer and the Evan Brooks era, the era that we have now with Sam Smith, who's more on the studio series side of things. And now you have an era of guys who are hardcore fans. They grew up with the brand. They have their own little niche stuff that they love that they'd love to see too, but they're hyper focused where they're just like, we got to get every detail perfect and everything. And I think that they work well because in a world today where toy lines are all about, replication of media more so than being toyetic, where they're just trying to target an older demographic because let's be real, that's who are buying the toys more than anything else. They kind of find a happy medium with that. Obviously, there is flaws even in their way that they go about things because you aren't fostering too much of a younger demo. The Rescue Bots line isn't really functioning in a way that it was a couple of years ago. Yeah, it still exists, Rescue Bots, Heroes Collection, and all of that, but there's no accompanying cartoon. We had BotBots, which should be a Transformer gateway for children, but that show came out on Netflix when there was no BotBot toys on the shelves, so that was a mistake. I'm not saying it's their fault; they're designers. There's a lot of other, hands that are in the kitchen that are making the soup here, but it's just that is something that each era had different goals and different ambitions. And I mean, obviously, when you look like you said here, Power of the Primes, Optimus Prime being used for Jinrai, and the Combiner War stuff to kind of mimic Energon Optimus Prime with the Diver 1, Digger 2, and all that. Um, I see where you're getting at. Look, the way I see it is we'll probably get a Power Master Optimus Prime at some point again, because they always got to do an Optimus sooner or later. And we will get that Optimus. And because it's Evan Brooks and it's Mark Mayer who are hyper focused on those details, it's probably, I mean, look at this Armada we just got. That same kind of time and care is going to be put into this one for sure. For sure. I don't know about Energon. Not making any promises with that one. But for a Ginrai, Super Power Master Optimus Prime, Super Ginrai, Goto Jinrai, for sure something's going to be coming at some point. It's an Optimus. They're not going to pass that up. Always sells. And it won't be a studio series because they said not studio series. It won't be a HasLab because they say they don't want to ever make an Optimus a HasLab item. Tom Laney now with and by the way, thank you for the super chat, brother. Tom Laney now with the leader. Dinobots almost finished. It'd be awesome if we get the Chrome. I already answered that, Tom. Again, we're definitely going to see that. JR Mina, hey Proto, did you get any food from the store you bought the Dragon Ball from? Yes, quite a few things. I did all my grocery shopping. I hit up two separate grocery stores. I hit up this nice Jewish grocery store that I go to that has a lot of European stuff, and I hit up my Ling Tai, as I like to call it. That's Ling Tai. It's my Asian grocery store. Bought a bunch of stuff from the Jewish grocery store, zucchini latkes, knishes, karnotzels, whole bunch of meats and stuff. I get all my meat cut from there because it's really good, and kosher meat is a million times better than regular meat. It's not a religious thing. It's just you. If you've ever had kosher pizza, and I'm not a kosher person, but if you've ever had kosher pizza, you'll be like, wow, okay, I get it. It's expensive, but it's cleaner, it's healthier, and it's amazing. It's how they kill the cow, apparently. That's how it is. So I get my meat for stuff like that because I'm going to be making curry later this week. I'm going to be making Japanese curry. So I like to have beef bourguignon cuts from kosher meats. I got the carrots from my supermarket, Japanese Asian supermarket. Carrots, potatoes. The curry, Japanese curry sauce. I picked up some pork buns for myself. What else did I pick up? I picked up Monchis, the banana Monchis, because I'm getting obsessed with those recently, and they're always on special now. I wanted to buy banana milk, but it's way too expensive, and I had a craving, but I was like, no, I'm not today. Too sweet, anyways. Bought a bunch of stuff. I know I'm forgetting, and you're making me hungry now just thinking about it. Oh my goodness, it's good stuff though. Bought a lot of good things. Tomorrow, I'm going to be making the Japanese curry, and at some point, maybe japchae, which is a Korean dish. Aaron Archer saying hello and thank you. Aaron is here. If you want to thank Aaron for all his contributions to Transformers Armada, he is here in the chat. And be sure to check out archermonster.com. Where's the slide? Ugh. Check out archermonster.com and go pick up Aaron's book, archermonster.com. But yeah, I mean, I got of the drinks, I got this one and I got the Vegeta one. I think this is the peach one. I think Vegeta is mango, and he's doing his like when he did like the power up, like the supernova Super Saiyan move where he killed himself with the Majin symbol. So I don't know if it has the Majin symbol on it though, but he's in that pose on that one. They also had Naruto ones. I was tempted to get the Kakashi one, but it was lemon, and I was like, ooh, am I buying it just for the bottle? You know, at least these ones, like, they're good. You know, at least they taste good. And I had some delicious croissants from the supermarket there. Good stuff. Saturday is my favorite day for eating. Get all my good stuff. Saturday, my every Saturday for me is wake up in the morning, uh, do some toy hunting, do tons of groceries, and then come home, check out some of the toy stuff that I might have gotten that day. Not today in this case, but sometimes make a little something, something to eat, prepare for the podcast, do the slides to see you guys. I love Saturdays. And then at the end of the day, when it's all done, after we're done here today, I go upstairs, eat a little something, and then go play Nintendo Switch and then pass out on the bed. Good times. Good times. Yeah. Thank you for the question, my friend. Where are we at here? Tom Laney, not really. Did see the next Bone Crusher. Did see the Nest Bone Crusher and Ratchet. Oh, I guess you guys are having a conversation. Sorry about that. Ark with the $5 super chat. So excited for Armada Prime. Love the show and toys. When I was a mini me, G1 Beast Wars Bayverse are all good, but Armada just hits different. I am curious how old you are, my friend. Because again, no, and it's not a slight at you. I'm just curious because whenever I meet people, they're like, Armada's awesome. I'm like, did you grow up with it? Because like and that's good, because I always talk about how, and this is as someone who was there during the early days of the internet and on the old ATT boards, Alt Toys, Transformers on the groups, and then Benson Yee's message boards back in 95, 96, 97, and the Beast Wars sucks. It's all about G1. And so you had people who were growing up with Beast Wars who were just getting into Transformers, and then people who grew up on G1. I grew up on G1, but I'm open-minded. You know, if something's cool, something's cool. I'm not going to just automatically say the old thing is better, you know? And it's something where I saw it even back then in 1998. It was like, your new thing sucks, my thing is better. And then after Beast Wars with the Armada era, it's like Armada is the worst thing ever. Oh, clunky, big thing. G1 forever, even though G1 was just as clunky and didn't have as much articulation. But at the time when Armada was coming out, we also had like um what's it called? Alternators. So I think a lot of those G1 guys, they kind of went to alternators as like their way to like get satisfied. And of course the reissues were happening at the time. And then it's like, oh, then the movieverse comes out. That's the worst thing ever. Oh, then when animated comes out, that's the worst thing ever. When Transformers Prime comes out, oh, that's the worst thing ever. It's always the worst thing ever. Always. But they forget that Transformers next year is going to be around for 40 years. And that means every 10 years, there's a new generation of kids that they're a 10-year-old watching Transformers. Back in 84, there was some 10-year-old watching Transformers. Back in 1994, there was some kid watching G2 watching Transformers. Back in 2004, there was some kid watching Energon at the time. Bad timing, but Energon. 2014, there's some kid watching the movie stuff. And in 2024, there'll be some new kid that's growing up on it. And Armada was very good. The Japanese dub, I always tell people, like, go watch the Japanese version because you get the better animation. You get all those cut scenes, all those cut things that were left on the cutting room floor is in the Japanese version, and some of the scenes in the Japanese versions are fantastic. Like the audio mixing, the voice acting, really good stuff. Death of Smokescreen, really good. Although the Death of Smokescreen in the English dub was good too. Death of Starscream was really good in both dubs. That final battle, Mortal Kombat, that final episode, episode 52 or 51, really good battle. And again, it just looks good. I did a post. I isolated all the transformation elements of Unicron during Unicron's transformation in Armada, and you look at the detail of the cell animation from that. It was just great. Just great. Thank you for the question, Ark. Good stuff. Good stuff. Where are we at here? Tom Laney, yes, I think it's close to the box. He's talking to somebody. AI Dragon Legend says Chinese food. Yeah, I love probably, you know what? People always ask me, like, what would be my last meal? You know, my last meal would probably be something that's Chinese food related. Beef with broccoli, maybe a bok choy broccoli instead of a Canadian broccoli, but beef with broccoli with fried noodles, with a side order of orange beef, spicy, with just plain rice. That would be like my final meal. Oh, so good. So good. I love Chinese food. JR Mina, let's start food talk early. Well, how much time we got left? We got half an hour left. People like food. Food is life, my friend. Food is life. Abraham, thank you, Mr. Archer. Mr. Archer is always here for you guys. Christopher Ross, hey Proto, happy Saturday. Thank you, Christopher Ross. Happy Saturday to you too. Happy Saturday night. Aaron posted, it's been a fun week. The Armada era is here again. Thanks, everybody, says Aaron Archer. Andy Davis, Aaron, we are not worthy. Thank you. Aaron, you're getting all the love today. See what happens. See what happens. One toy gets out and everyone is looking back 20 years because it's been 20 years. It's been 20 years. It's been 20 years. Imagine. Goodness. Can we still transform it after all these years? Oh, mind you, this wasn't a tough one. This piece went up here, I remember, bang, and then this went like this, and then that went like that, and there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Micron Convoy. Where are we at? Where are we at with the super chats? Sorry about that, guys. Princeton. Oh wait, hold on. No, there is Young Butternut. Transformers Earthspark is actually the worst thing ever. You know what? I will reserve my judgment until I see the whole series. Like right now, as of what I've seen, kind of boring. I mean, yeah, okay, that last 2 episodes had a lot of action in it, and that was good. But I'm not going to judge an entire series just because one episode was awesome. You know what I mean? I mean, look, Energon had some really like good singular episodes, but as a whole, the writing wasn't very good. There was kind of like halfway through, they kind of lost their direction. So I'm like, so it's something where I want to see Earthspark as a whole. Like, let me see season 1 as a whole, and then I'll kind of give my judgment. Right now, kind of boring, kind of dragging its feet a little bit. But again, too early for me to tell. Too early for me to tell right now. But it's right now, if I had to judge it, like if let's say Earthspark ended now and that's all we got, I mean, it would be on the same level of like Transformers Go or like, which was like that web series or, what was another one? Like the Robot Master short. Actually, those were kind of cool. The Robot Master shorts, like it wouldn't rank very high with me because it's not a lot. I'm not, what? Master Force is one of my favorite Transformer series, but really, if you're gonna have humans in Transformers, they better do something. I don't want them just there on the side. You can do it, Optimus, glowing arm thingy, or just like cheering. You gotta be more than that. If humans are gonna be a big part of the show, they could be in the show. That's fine. But if they're gonna be a part of the show, they better if they're gonna be a big part of it, they better do something. They better do something of value because I am not going to be cheering on humans. If I want to cheer on humans, I'm going to go watch another anime or something, you know? So it's something where I'm here for what's on the title. Transformers. I'm here for that. You know? I think that's why Beast Wars and Cyberverse clicked with me so well because we didn't get distracted with that stuff. You know, those things weren't there to distract us. It focused on those characters. The one great thing about Cyberverse and why I think Cyberverse is going to age so well as a series is it was about those characters. It was about the relationships of Bumblebee and Windblade, and you know, Hot Rod was in there, and Grimlock was great, and RC was great, and new characters that were introduced, and different interpretations of some characters. You know, so it's good stuff. So less humans, more robots. Where we at? Andy Davis already read that. Thank you. Where are we here? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I grew up with G1. G1 will be my first love, but I love cool looking bots of any era. Exactly. I grew up on G1. 86 movie, going back and watching season 2, season 3 episodes, generation 2, which is still generation 1 in flavor, you know. That was what I grew up with. And then Beast Wars came around, I went, this is really cool. This is well written. I was already in high school, you know, had already consumed like, you know, comic books and Gargoyles, Batman the Animated Series, X-Men, and you know, I wanted deeper material from my media. And Beast Wars was like Transformers, but well written, like very well written characters. And then when Car Robots came out, it gave me that Japanese itch of cool Japanese designs and combining and hot blooded music and everything like that. And then Armada came around and gave us like a refresh of what we wanted after that whole Beast era. Like it's good stuff, man. Like there's always something cool to take from it. It's always something cool. We got some super chats. Jason Alexander, probably not the actor. I was in the pool. Jason Alexander wants to know, we are really getting a CCSS 86 Ultra Magnus. I'm going to assume you mean Studio Series 86, Commander Class Ultra Magnus. That was the rumor. We have a rumor of a Commander Class 86 Ultra Magnus. That's going to be super show accurate. But again, I don't really report stuff until it's concrete. You know what I'm saying? When it's concrete, when we have like legitimate listings in computers, when we have images, stock images, something, then we'll cover it. Tom Laney, easy question. How to fix loose joints? Any help? Clear nail polish. Probably the easiest one. Let me give you an example with a ball jointed toy, which I don't have here because no one has ball joints. Oh my goodness. I don't have a single ball jointed toy near me. Are you serious? Oh God, everything now is pins and hinges. Ah, well, we were talking about him, but in yellow. Uh, have him nearby. This is an extra one. Um, and he has no ball joints. Oh, no, wait, okay. This is unbelievable. Yeah. Anyways, what I suggest is you pop out the figure, you put clear nail polish on the ball joint itself. You let it sit, and then you pop it back in, it makes it tight again. But make sure it dries first. Make sure it dries. If you have to give it like a couple hours, but clear nail polish is the best. And the reason why I say clear nail polish because clear nail polish won't damage the plastic like some paints will. Clear nail polish is designed to kind of like chip away off of skin over time and everything. So it's not corrosive, it's not toxic, it doesn't damage the plastic. Clear nail polish. And hey, you can ask your girlfriend to buy it for you and she'll think you're cool. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Let's scroll down. Ark says he is 25 years old. So if you're 25, that means 20 years ago, you were 5 years old. You were the prime demographic to be watching Transformers Armada on Cartoon Network back in the day. Give it up, Megatron. Those old commercials, which were oddly enough narrated by Peter Cullen. Because Peter Cullen was doing all the commercials for Adult Swim and everything. A time and a place. Where are we at? J.R. Mina. Earthspark bores me, even though it has a lot of Filipino references. I thought you would like that. You know what? You know what it is at the end of the day? It has nothing to do with if it speaks to you. as someone who grew up in a primarily like black neighborhood, I appreciated black culture stuff. Um, like I was obsessed with like Kid and Play and that kind of music growing up and everything. And then when Vanilla Ice came out, I didn't go, "That's me. I like that guy." No, it's what resonates with you regardless, you know? So it's something where it could cater to you, but if it's not entertaining, yeah, it's cool that it catered to you, but wouldn't it be cool if it catered to you and it was entertaining? So, never I always say never force a square peg into a circle hole. Always try to make something that's appealing to people. There was this great quote. I forget which anime director said it, but it was such a great quote. It wasn't Miyazaki, but it was someone on that line. And he said that when you try to make something for everybody, you actually lose its uniqueness. And he said the magic of anime is that it's not made for everybody, but there's always something for somebody. Meaning that, like, you can make an anime about basketball. And yeah, you obviously not everyone likes basketball, but guess what? There's also an anime about baseball. There's also an anime about hockey. There's also an anime about football. There's also an anime about golf. There's an anime about tennis. So it's something where, in the pursuit to try to make everyone happy, you kind of lose the audiences that are there for, this reason. I stand by my thing where it's like, just keep the human thing down. You could have humans, but tell me my Cybertronian wars, please. I like that stuff. I like those stories. Develop those characters. I don't want RC showing up for one episode, being cool, and then never seeing her again. Keep her around. Create those stories. Build those developments and those characters. You know? That's how it works. JR Mina will be turning 41. I will be turning 40 soon. So be hitting the big 4-0 soon. We're all old people here, but it's okay. The young guys around us will keep us young. Um, Tom Laney trying the best to help out a fan. 49-year-old. Oh, Tom Laney's 49 years old. Oh, there you go. We all look again, transform again when it's a brand that's been around for 40 years. That means, Tom Laney was 9 years old when G1 came out, which is perfectly fine because I was, geez, like Beast Wars, which is my favorite Transformer stuff. I was, 14 years old when Beast Wars came out. Sheriff Latif with the $5 super chat. Proto, thanks for the great stream as always. Can you estimate if Legacy Cosmos will drop in price? Looking a great looking figure. He will drop in price when they do a reissue. Otherwise, when it comes to figures that don't have large populations, you either have and this is regardless if they're popular figures or not. They either have what's called a flat line where they stay at a certain price, meaning like let's just pick at an example here. Like certain figures that never got reissues from Cybertron or Energon, right? Let's go with one that like a Flame Convoy. Flame Convoy, you can barely see him, aka Scourge, right there. Scourge, right? So he never really had a reissue. He had his American release, he had his Japanese release as Flame Convoy, American release as Scourge. He had a repaint as Cryo Scourge, which is again different color scheme, and then he had a repaint as the Bruticus from. And then of course he had that Skylinks color scheme, but that was a lucky draw, so that doesn't count. But he had the Bruticus color scheme in Universe, and that was it. And so you have small population of that, and his price goes a little bit higher than MSRP. And then, unless he's a popular character, which he's one of the more higher popular characters from the Galaxy Force line, it could go up higher and higher. But the second there's a reissue of that toy, a reissue of that character that's better than the original toy, like a Rhinox situation, price goes down a lot. Right now, we're in a situation where let's look at Cosmos. They're not reissuing the toy anytime soon. It's in demand because it was a low population toy, and people want it because there's a lot of people that want it, but there's not enough to go around. So it's something where you just got like I personally feel that, and again, this goes back to what I said before. They look at the secondary market. They know that there's a demand for Cosmos. He's going to get reissued in some shape or form. The moment they don't like the moment they talked about this with Netflix Soundwave. When they were able to use Netflix Soundwave, they have a 2-year contract with Walmart with a mold. The mold is unique to Walmart for 2 years, and then they could do something with it. And the moment they were free with that Netflix Soundwave, they did that Shattered Glass stuff. They did the Shattered Glass. So the second that Cosmos is freed up, what do you think is going to happen? We're going to get the GoBot colors. They'll probably re-release it in like a different shade of green, or maybe even a more show accurate color. They'll give it like anime accurate colors or something. And then that legacy Speedia 500 version, well, I don't think it'll drop in value, but it'll go back to its original MSRP. Don't spend crazy money on it. You'll get your opportunity. There's no way that Hasbro is going to pass that up. They know. They know. One per case, low population, the money is there. And they already did the tooling on Walmart's dollar. They're going to do something. Proto showing off the Banana Prime. There's a few Banana Primes. There's a few yellow Primes. The Robots in Disguise one was yellow. They did that Costco Armada one that had the yellow Overlord, but also had yellow parts on it. Another yellow Prime. I have a few yellow Primes. Where we at? Oh, geez, we only have 14 minutes left. What is going on? Time flew today. Bananas. A lot of bananas here. Tom Laney, thanks again. Great time calling early night. Take care, Tom Laney. Thank you for coming by. Advance happy birthday to Billy B. Oh, Billy B's birthday is coming up. 48 on March 12th. My birthday's in May. So we're both close. 48 years old. Well, we all get old, but it's always, you know what? If there's one thing I learned from my father is the hobbies keep you young. My father's a toy collector, and when I go to toy conventions with him of his stuff, the die-cast stuff, surrounded with a whole bunch of guys of his age that are 60 and 70, you know, they're all young boys in their mind. They're buying their corgis and dinkies and die-cast and reliving those times where they were buying it in you know, grocery stores and buying them in what was it? Grocery. You would buy your dinkies and corgis in grocery stores and pharmacies. Like that's where you got your toys back in the days in the 60s and the 70s. You know, there's just like that toy section that existed. Nice display of dinky and corgi old diecast. So you know that's what keeps you young. You know, all these guys that don't revisit their childhood, they just kind of live perpetually in the moment. A lot of them are pretty miserable. I'm just going to tell you that now. You know, I don't want to call them out, but it's like you'd be surprised how, you know, being reminded of the good times always feel good too. You could live in the moment and grow up. Look, car mechanic, own a house, nice house and everything. You could be an adult, but there's nothing wrong with enjoying the past. Nothing wrong with it at all. If Funko Pop sales are any indication, the past is lucrative, profitable, and a good way to go. JR Mina, with all the age talk, I'm starting to feel old. Haha. Good to see young fans here. Yeah, there's a lot of young fans. A lot of young fans. A lot of my analytics on my channel usually says most of my listeners are between 25 and 50. I don't get a lot of kids. Kids don't like to hear people talk about toys. They like to see toys manipulated. Yeah. They don't like the profound conversations that we have in terms of budget, finance, understanding how the toys work, understanding design, mold injection, you know, trademarks. Abraham, if we are getting a Titan reveal this Tuesday, well, for sure, Omega Sentinel. That's all I'm going to say. Omega Sentinel. That's our next Titan. And then after that, the Nemesis, but Omega Sentinel. Christopher Rose, I turned 50 in October. Christopher, 50, the big 5-0, yo. Well, the way that medical science is today, let's hope that you make it to another 50 afterwards. Make it to 100, brother. We got 10 minutes left. Man, we are running low on time. I'm going to take this moment to, again, thank Symbiote Studios. Thank Hasbro Pulse for sending us cool stuff. Thank for Anda Seats for giving us a cool seat. And check out my Twitter to get updates on all the stuff I work on, my Instagram, once in a while I post some cool pictures, and all the other stuff I kind of work on, and that's the catch-all with theprotoman.com. But Twitter is a good place to start. You just follow my Twitter. And check out Aaron Archer and all his stuff, archermonster.com. We got a super chat from Mark Morales. How you doing, Mark? Good to see you again. Hey Proto, Armada Optimus Prime looks beautiful. The Studio Series Rise of the Beast figure in hand are good, but I feel like they could use more paint in some places. Well, I feel like that a lot of those designs, and I talked about it before with, like, let's say the more vehicle based ones. I feel like they based those designs not off of the what we've seen in motion, but off of early designs. And I feel like, and I hate to say this, a lot of those studio series, they're going to have better versions later. I have a feeling. I just have a feeling. So, and those better versions will have more paint. I just have a feeling. Or they'll do, like, I feel like we have Studio Series Voyager class Cheetor. We're going to get a masterpiece Rise of the Beast Cheetor. And that'll be the definitive Cheetor. Watch. They'll do something like that. They'll keep you satiated right now with mainline Cheetors, Studio Series Cheetor, and then a year after Rise of the Beast, we'll get a masterpiece Cheetor if the demand is there. At least that's what I think. Chris Rose, I have been with the franchise since the beginning. Almost me. 2 years late in my case. 86 I started. The Twins Corner. What's up, Twins Corner? It's Cobra and Delta. Hey Proto, coming in late from the long day, but wanted to jump in quick and say hi. Wanted to ask, when do you think we will see Studio Series 86 Devastator? Well, I mean, I think the next time we'll see anything of a Generation 1 Devastator will be probably within the next 5 years because of trademarks, unless they do something to save it. Like, they were like, oh, hey, we need to save Devastator, and they put it on a Creo like twice, Um, we're gonna get something for sure. You know what? I think probably the next time we're going to see Devastator will be Core Class Devastator. Watch this. They're gonna like they're playing like this Dinobot thing we have is them going, oh, you like micro transformers that are combiners? Maybe the next Devastator is going to be a Studio Series 86 Core Class Devastator. Maybe it'll be that. Vector Prime. Vector Prime is amazing. Vector Prime is another toy too. His value is going up like crazy because he doesn't have a lot of toys. That's another one also, man. But yeah, Studio Series 86 Devastator, Core Class, I could see that happening. In terms of the big scale one, man, they just reissue the Combiner War one again. They did it not too long ago. They did a reissue. Just reissue it again. It prints money. Every time they reissue it, it sells out on Hasbro Pulse or on, at the time, Hasbro Toy Store and their eBay. Just reissue it again. I'm pretty sure people will be happy with that. I'm pretty sure. I mean, how much more could you really do to it? I mean, yeah, maybe make the individual robots more articulated and stuff, but people are just going to put it in Devastator mode. Reissue the Japanese one, give it the new visor so you could tell fans, hey, it's different this time. Otherwise, I see them doing a core class, doing something small. That's the way I see it. See, here we go. Ashna, I'd buy a core class version. Well, they remember back in the day, Revenge of the Fallen, they did a core class Devastator. Technically, we called it Legend Scale at the time. They did a Legend Scale Devastator, and that sold very well. They did Legend Scale, then they did the Japanese version, which was the EZ collection, which had a little more paint, and then they did the Devastator colors on both the Japanese and the American version. I believe it was a Toys R Us exclusive. The American one, I think it was a Toys R Us exclusive. I'm looking at it now. So, and those sold very well. People loved those little ones. So I could see people getting behind that little small mix master, little small scrapper and hook and long haul and all of them. I'm pretty sure people would dig that. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. We got 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. Vector Prime needs more love. Vector Prime is fantastic. That is a fantastic. That Vector Prime, like my first Cybertron toys I ever bought was Vector Prime, the big King Starscream, Excellion, aka Hotshot. Who else did I get that first time? I remember I took a trip to Ottawa and I bought all of those. And I remember opening up Vector Prime and going, "This guy is awesome." And I'd love to one day track down the original Japanese one. I don't have the original Galaxy Force one. I'd love to get it one day. One day. One day I'll get him cheap. Pick up a because he has his coloring on the Japanese one is nice too. It has that gray kind of tint to it. Really nice. But yeah. Anyways, guys, we got 5 minutes left. Try to get in the last couple of questions, and then we will call it a day. And then Proto Man's gonna go relax, get some food, and I guess I'll crack open the Vegeta one and try that one out. This one's empty. I just finished it today. It's pretty cool. Check out your local Asian supermarket. These are starting to show up everywhere. They have Dragon Ball. It's Goku and Vegeta. They have Naruto. It's Naruto, Kakashi, Sasuke, and one other guy I forget. And then there's One Piece of those characters of Luffy, the girl, and another One Piece character. I'm not the best at One Piece. I haven't watched it in like 10 years. And I believe that's it, but it's all the same brand. Oh, we got a super gold super chat from Spades Plays. Hey, Spades Plays coming in the grind at the end, brother. Gold super chat for $20. Thank you, friend. Hey, Proto, do you think we will get a Titan class Nemesis? Yes. It will have a reptilian alt mode like the War for Cybertron, if not kind of design. Like how the Ark had a face like the last Autobot. Have a excellent day. Well, the rumors that we're getting online. Actually, let me pull up that Secret of Convoy one there. Where is it? So the rumors that we're getting online is that under Optimus there's that Tarn-looking head. The rumor is that we have this Tarn-looking kind of Decepticon-faced female character that's going to be the Nemesis. That's that's the rumor. I can't confirm it. This is just what people have been saying. So don't quote me on it, but that's what people have been saying. I personally, if I was at the helm, they're making War for Cybertron video game toys. That's confirmed. Why not do a Trypticon / Nemesis kind of transformer? I think that would be really cool. I think that would be really cool. It covers the people who didn't get Trypticon all those years ago during the Power of the Primes era. Power of the Primes. That kind of bubble there of Power of the Primes. Combiner Wars, Titans Return, and Power of the Primes. Get in there so people could get another Trypticon, and it turns into one of the most iconic ships in Transformers. So that's how I would do it. Doing an original character that's a female character, I don't know about that. I really, because the Ark got away with it because it was the last Autobot. Last Autobot has that lineage from the Marvel books and stuff. People can make that connection. If it's a new character, it better still have like nods to, because otherwise it's just female Tarn. Like I understand last Autobot kind of had an Autobot looking face, and so they want to do a Decepticon looking face for this one. I get the rumors, but at the same time, I have to see it. I'm not going to judge it completely, but I have to see it. But I would really like I'd really like a Trypticon. That would be cool. Just because War for Cybertron is the best Transformer video game of all time, along with Fall of Cybertron. So love those games to death. One day we're going to do some Let's Plays together in the future from the video game room, and we'll all play together. But thank you for the gold super chat, and I hope you get a Reptilian Titan class one day also. If not, at least retool Trypticon and give us Gigastorm already. Why didn't that happen? Come on, Japan. And I think this will be the last super chat for today, unless any others swoop in. But the last super chat will come from Kaz with his Star Saber avatar for $5. Sup, Proto? Does Hasbro own the TF brand wholesale? Yes, they do. Or does Takara license it from them? Who owns them? To what extent? Many thanks. Hasbro owns the trademark, the license, the license to the characters and everything like that. Like Transformers as a brand is a Hasbro brand. Hasbro owns it. The thing is they have co-development with Takara. Takara, in an extent, some of those molds are made by them, so they get to own that. Aaron would also be able to answer this even better than me. But at the end of the day, it's a Hasbro owned thing. Hasbro owns it at the end of the day. They created Optimus Prime, not Takara. They created it, you know? Keep in mind, 1984 was Transformers. Afterwards, it was an import to Japan in 1985. So Takara is a partner that helps them import the brand and works with development of the toys and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Hasbro is the owner of Transformers. It's the only reason why they talk to Takara is because they want to be able to go, hey, if we make this, would it also sell well over there? We want to have a partnership together. We want to make this Jeep, but will this Jeep be also popular over there? It'll be popular here, but will it be popular if we make this truck? If we make this bullet train? So it's a relationship. It's about compromise. If you've ever been in a relationship, it's not about me, me, me. It's about the compromise. And they have a good relationship of more than 40 years now, well, almost 40 years at this point. Actually, before that, because then we get into the Henshin Robo stuff with G.I. Joe. So, yeah, definitely more than 40 years. So, it's good stuff. Anyways, guys, I think we are done for today. I just wanted to say thank you everyone for coming for the live stream and hanging out, asking the super chats, everything. Once again, if you want to continue supporting the podcast, again, join the Patreon down there if you want. Patreon's one way to support the podcast. You can help support the podcast that way. Just in case if YouTube ever goes crazy and we lose everything, Patreon will keep us going. If Patreon is somehow not your thing, we have the YouTube membership. That's what all the green names with the Transformer icons there. We're able to ask all the questions to their heart's content. That's another way to support the podcast. You could join us there too. Aside from that, check it out, yo. Go check out all the stuff that we do, all the past segments. Go check out the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Aaron just said Japan could do whatever they want with their market. Yeah, well, there you go. So it's something where, go check out the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Check out all his cool stuff. And again, always, thank you for all the love and support. We are the #1 Transformer podcast in the world. And it's because of you guys, because we have an educated group of listeners here. We peaked at 200. What was the peak here? 223 people we peaked at. Now we're at 181, but it's only because it's the end of the stream, so everyone's already going to bed. But thank you all for coming. I love my audience. You guys actually want to learn more than just fiddling with the toys, but understanding them. And like I always say, I'm the kind of guy that it's not about using the toaster, it's understanding how a toaster works. And it's the same thing with Transformers, and it helps us understand our brand more better and appreciate the people that spent all those years working on it when they were not credited on the box and everything. Thank you all for coming. Take care. My name is Protoman. This is the Transformer Slag podcast. And like I always like to end this, enjoy the world. It's a beautiful place out there. Don't let the negativity that is social media and everything get you down. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. I always say when stuff gets you down, when the stupidity on Facebook and Instagram and Tumblr and all of that gets to you and Twitter, just go for a walk. You'll be surprised how amazing this world is, even when it's cold like it is here right now at what minus 19. Take care. I'm out of here. Love you all. I'll see you later.